The Alyssa Houston show. Cardinal with 4 home runs today. And you called it, and I love the description, a slow burn with what Stanford does in its approach and its plate discipline. That power has been there as well in sneaky moments this afternoon. Riley McCoy into left field, and the Ducks, the leadoff batter aboard.
Pistaico in the circle. It was Alyssa Houston that had been stellar for Stanford. You change the pitcher up because you have a big lead. But the question is, to me, Oregon is still a good hitting team. Oregon can still do big things. So, yes, you have a lead, but the defense was solid because of Alyssa Houston in this game. And so, how long do you allow the offense to kind of knock on the door? And this is just one hit, don't get me wrong, but it's something that I think you hope you can get some quick 3 outs here and kind of get out of this game if you're Stanford. But you don't want to let them in too much here.
First time today, Oregon's had the leadoff batter aboard against Zoe Pistaico, freshman out of Huntington Beach. Lawton, the pinch runner, down at first base for the Ducks. And for Jessica Allister, his team this year, already with 40 wins. Bouchard flies out to right field. Kaylin Koch slid down to get it, and she did so right off the top of the turf.
That was a great catch, too. It kind of died quickly. And Koch had to really dive for it and grab it. Just gets her glove underneath it and hangs on to it. Does have to lift the glove up. I wasn't sure that she got her glove underneath it either until she lifted her glove. Claimed that she caught it.
McCox the batter, the first pitch low from Pistaico.
The 2 Ducks that were first pitch swinging there and put the ball in play pretty hard. Pistaico often used kind of as a closer. Again, a Stanford pitching staff that only has 3 pitchers on it. When you think about tomorrow, when you think about kind of how things are going to play out for Stanford, if you think that maybe in this regional, you might see Oregon in that final, you want to save Houston as much as you can, right? She was pretty dominant against the Ducks in this game.
And Pistaico shows you some of her quality stuff. Snaps it right past Cox. Alyssa Houston. You have to figure she'll be front and center tomorrow. And Oregon, meanwhile, will have to worry about what happens later tonight.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot to fight for in this region. And Stanford, has put on a show in this game so far. They've proven why their offense is leading in power categories or in the tops in power categories. And I think that's going to be a hard thing as they advance in the postseason or continue in the postseason of how do you attack them? What do you do? Who plays them tomorrow? And how do you approach them?
Frozen rope to center field, and there is Emily Jones for out number 2. And the Ducks down to their final out. So we take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance in this Stanford offense. Second in America in batting average at .357 as a team. Here comes the power. 4 home runs hit today. Absolutely smashed. And that strength on full display, part of the difference between these 2 teams this afternoon.
The offense is amazing. The long ball started it, and like we said, a slow burn. But then they just turned it on there in the 6th inning. The 6th inning, their most offensive production all year long. They've played more runs in the 6th inning than they have in any other inning. They did it again today.
It's the first time in postseason history Stanford has recorded 4 home runs in a game. after winning 40 games in the regular season. Victory yesterday over Binghamton. On the verge, winning their 42nd game. Popped up, right back to the circle. Pistaico has it. Here come the Cardinals.
That's it. Game is over.
The run rule victory in Eugene.
And our final score is 14-1. Go Stanford Cardinals.
I didn't expect it to be a run roll. I expected it to be a close game between these two teams. And Stanford stuck to their game plan. They chased the pitchers in the circle. And they just had a phenomenal offensive performance, and their pitching staff showed up big, led by Alyssa Houston. A great performance in the circle by her. I had a lot of big Ks, and they really kept the offense, the Oregon Duck offense, at bay and did not allow them to dig in, which I think was the biggest answer back. When you kept their offense at bay, that was how they found a way to win here.
Stanford punches its ticket to the regional final tomorrow. That'll be at 6:30 Eastern, awaiting the winner of the elimination game later tonight, either Oregon or Weber State or Binghamton, depending what happens in our first elimination game coming up on ESPN Plus in about half an hour. Alyssa Houston was lights out. The Stanford offense was incredible in this rematch of teams that...
Yeah, I think this was a Eugene regional, actually.
What a performance by the Stanford Cardinals. That'll do it for us. Our final score once again 14-1 for Jenny Ritter. Our entire ESPN crew. I'm Roy Philpott. Thank you so much for watching.
It was on ESPN 2.
Is headed your way right now.